Citroen was once famous for making innovative small cars. I mean, you think about the 2CV, it was totally groundbreaking back in the day. But all the small cars which have followed it since have got steadily less inspiring. However, Citroen says this new C3, yeah, it's going to bring it back to its innovative best. The new C3 is less than 4 metres long, which in car terms is quite short, so it should be nice and easy to fit into tight parking spaces, yet it's wider and lower than the old C3, and that helps give it a more squat, purposeful stance. Now you've got the typical arrangement of Citroens of late, where you have the headlamps below the daytime running lights, and the grille is worked into those daytime running lights, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of Cyclops from the X-Men. Maybe it's only me that sees that. Now down the sides you get the air bump system like you have on the Cactus. However, the actual air bumps themselves are slightly smaller. If you want to, you can delete that if you don't like the look of it, but you know what will happen, you'll delete it, then you'll get a parking prang there and you'll be like, why the heck did I delete the air bumps? They're there for a reason. You get 17-inch alloys as standard, and round the back of the car, well, it looks like that. Personally, I really like the look of this new C3, but click up there to tell me what you think. Do you think it's hot or not? You can get the car with a 1.6 litre diesel engine with 2 power outputs, and yeah, you know, if you do lots of miles, it's worth considering one of those, though they are a little bit on the noisy side, so I'd recommend one of the 1.2 litre 3-cylinder turbo petrols because they're really good. This one is 110, and this is my favourite one because it's got plenty of poke and it should give decent economy. I'm driving it with the automatic gearbox, and the auto is actually all right. So the inside of this car is very stylised, and there's a distinct theme running throughout it, and it's rectangles. There's rectangles here, rectangles there, rectangles here on the air vent, here on the steering wheel, rectangle even for this cubby here. It's as though the designer has had a bit of an obsession with rectangles. They're there like going, yes, we need more rectangles, rectangles, I love rectangles. Anyway, I really like this strip that runs across the dash, helps lift the cabin with a bit of colour, and some of the materials do feel nice, but some not so nice, so yeah, that doesn't pass the carwow flick test, neither does that, and no, neither does down here. But to be fair, this is quite a cheap car, so you can't expect too much in terms of plush materials. Then there's the seats. They look like those in the Cactus, and the ones in the Cactus, well, they feel like they've been made out of old washing up sponges, but these, they're way better. They actually offer some support and are very comfy. The C3 starts from just under £11,000 and rises to just over £17,000. Now, if you want to save money on a C3, you can click up there to go to carwow.co.uk. In fact, you can save money on any new car, and the average saving is £3,600. So you can get the C3 in 3 different trim levels. There is touch, there's feel, and there's flair. And really, the mid-level feel is all you need, because let's face it, I often say that all you need is a jolly good feel. Now this is where there's a bit of a problem. You see, well, headroom is actually pretty decent here in the back. Legroom is rather tight, so not much knee room. You do get the sense that something like a Vauxhall Corsa or a VW Polo is more spacious here in the back. Still, this C3 has proper wind-down rear windows, unlike the C4 Cactus, which are just pop-out items. So yeah, and on the top 2 spec cars, they're electric. What luxury! Shame they only go down halfway. Nah. Being able to personalise your small car is obviously very, very important these days, and there's a fair degree of personalisation available with this new C3. So you've got 9 different body colours, 2 different colours of air bump, 3 different roof colours, and 3 different interior trim colours, and if my math serves me correctly, that's 162 different combinations. French cars are usually pretty good when it comes to cubby spaces, and the C3 has a massive glove box. The only problem is when the car is converted to right-hand drive, the glove box will move across, but Citroen won't bother to move the fuse box, and so it'll be in the glove box and it'll be half the size of the one on left-hand drive cars. Still, they do have large door bins, and that won't change for the UK cars, and they're going to maintain this light colour, and Citroen's particularly proud that it's given the door bins a light insert, because it apparently makes it easier to see objects in there. So it'd be like, I wonder where my USB cable is. Oh look, I can see it because the door bin is light inside. Had it been black, I would never have found this. In terms of the driving experience, this C3 does all that it needs to and nothing more. So the suspension, it's soft enough. Over bigger bumps, it does kind of jolt you a bit, but on the whole, it's comfy, you know, it's quite relaxing. Unfortunately, it doesn't get Citroen's new suspension system, which will go on future models, but yeah, it's still up to the task. When you're driving this car along at a cruising speed, it's absolutely fine, nice and composed. It's not so great at darting about around town though. It doesn't really want to nip through gaps in traffic. Citroen is rather proud of the fact that the C3 has one of the biggest boots in its class, and it's a nice, useful square shape. The only thing is, there's not any clever features really, just a couple of tie-down hooks, and what's under there? Yeah, not a lot. Now, you can fold down the seats, and they do split 60-40, which is handy, but then you are left with a ridge in the floor, so the boot, it's big, but it's not that clever. This new C3 has some pretty impressive technology. The top two specification models, they get steering wheel mounted controls, cruise control, you get smartphone mirroring, you also get electric windows all round, there's Apple CarPlay and a 7-inch touchscreen which you control most of the car's features through, though it's a little bit confusing, laggy, and yeah, not that great if I'm brutally honest. Who cares about touchscreens anyway, they're old news. You see, this car has a unique selling point, because you can get it with an inbuilt dash cam. It actually sits just behind the rear view mirror, and if you have an accident, it will record the event. However, if you're just driving along and you see something interesting, you can actually press a button to record on the camera. In fact, here's the thing, point of the dash cam. There is a random dog in the road. Come on, random dog, get out of the bloody road. No, no, you're not faster than a car, random dog. Random dog! Didn't mean to scare it. You're going to have animal rights after me for that one. Now, once you've recorded your footage, you can download it to your mobile phone and share it with your friends if you want to, or your viewers, and then they'll be able to see that you recorded the exterior footage of the car on a sunny day and you did all the in-car pieces on a rainy day. Still, that doesn't change my verdict on this new C3. You see, while it may not be best in class, it's still pretty decent, and it does have some unique features which help set it apart and definitely make it worth a look.
If you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it and subscribe to our channel. And if you click on the video windows, you can watch our review of the Mini and the Audi A1.